Hey, everybody, if you weren't here before, it's Sean Casey. Glad you guys are here. We're going to go through and do some Q&A and some website reviews today and give you guys a lot of information. Every Wednesday, of course, 2 p.m. Eastern, we host this live training and Q&A webinar for WebFire members and anybody else that sneaks on here. And we have been kind of messing with our friends in Europe up to this point for the last 2 weeks because the time has been 6 p.m. in most of Europe that this started instead of 7 p.m. that it was for the last however many months. And if I'm correct, then Europe switches to daylight savings time this coming weekend. So next week it'll go back to being a 5-hour gap. So you'll be at 7 p.m. again. And I know in the UK and I think in most of Europe, from what someone said last weekend, it's pretty much you guys all move together like the States does. So you'll be able to get back on and switch that time again next week. These trainings always be me, Brian, both of us, special guests sometimes, because we always want to bring you more value, add more things along the way, and be able to make things happen. You just checked in from Japan. It said it's 3 a.m., there's no daylight savings, and he is wide awake. Whoops, now Brett just checked in, it's 4:30 a.m. where he is in Australia. A bunch of you guys probably never realized, I never realized until I was talking to people on Skype in Australia, that Australia has a bunch of time zones that are on the half hour. Okay, I get confused like between me and Brian when it's 1 hour difference. That half hour has got to be crazy. All right, if you're registered for this series, you're always going to get a reminder if GoToWebinar works right, but put this in your calendar, set it on your computer as a reminder that we are going to be here every Wednesday being live. Use these webinars as an opportunity to get more training, ask strategy type questions, get feedback, make suggestions on whatever else you'd like to see, and make sure you check our prior webinars. There's the archive of webinar trainings inside of WebFire is truly incredible. And a lot of times with people that are newer, or you get a new idea, you're like, hey, I'd like to know how to promote something, and you ask us to do it, which we're always looking for your input and feedback. But I want you to understand that in many cases we've already done trainings like how to promote on Shopify, how to promote as an affiliate, how to promote on YouTube. Okay, lots and lots of trainings are already archived in the members area. How to start from scratch, how to sell schemas, how to do this, that, and the other thing. So we've got a lot of that already done, and you can go right back in and jump into that without having to wait for us to do a training for you to be able to do that. Okay, where are we? All right. So the rules for success. Number one, follow the steps to follow the training. Biggest reason people don't succeed is they don't follow the steps, they don't follow the training, and they don't do anything. You don't do anything, nothing happens, right? Okay, don't give up. If you get stuck, we're glad to help you, but a lot of cases you can very quickly get the answer you need. And this is really, really common. I just gave somebody a hard time. I'm in a Skype chat room with a bunch of top-level internet marketers, and somebody asked a stupid question the other day, and I literally wrote, let me Google that for you, and copy and pasted the Google answer for him, because it was one of those things where, we get stuck in our own minds, but a lot of times the answer, like, how do I set up a WordPress blog, is just sitting there with step-by-step tutorials that you can access in 30 seconds, okay? And there's always no whining, no negative attitudes, no nothing, no crying in WebFire. Okay, that's all there is to it. All right, so we're going to answer some questions, look at some websites, do a bunch of stuff. People are checking in. It's 7 p.m. in Slovakia. It's 5 a.m. in Sydney. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Good. So let me get back to the top here. And if you've got a question you'd like me to answer about online promotion or something to do with your website, go ahead and post that up in the question box, and I'm going to try to read all of them. All right, so Jeff says he sells grout cleaning and sealing products. All right, Jeff. And let me jump over here. All right, so, and he sells them at groutinfo.com. Do this right. Okay. It works better if you type in groutinfo.com and you put the period in it. I get scare people when I break their websites this easily. Okay, so groutinfo.com. All right, so this is Jeff's website. He sells cleaning and sealing products, and I'm guessing you'll sell them to anybody, anywhere that you can possibly sell them to. All right, is this you in the video, Jeff, or is that somebody else? Whoops, I got to jump down now so I can see Jeff's answers. That's you. All right, everybody say hi, Jeff. No, don't type hi, Jeff in the box. I'm never going to see the questions again. All right. All right, so first of all, we look at the top of this page, right? Okay. And so what's the first thing we see about what this website is about? Okay. That's always the first thing you want to think about. Every web page you set up, okay, that you want, it doesn't matter if you want to sell, you want someone to read an article, you want them to become a lead, you want them to download a free report. First thing you want to do is look at the page and say, what is the main thing that this page says to somebody? And the answer here is obviously I'm going to learn how to clean grout. Okay. Now that's, as long as that's what we want this site to rank for, that's awesome. Okay. But if we're going to use that as the headline, okay, you've got right underneath here, okay, this part here, okay, the easiest way to clean your tile and grout without getting on your hands and knees. That's just so much more powerful than just how to clean grout. Because really, you know, other than the grout cleaning itself, or the wonderful woman that's cleaning my house as we speak, cleaning the grout, the very best thing of all is, you know, when everybody imagines, right, to clean grout, you've got to, you know, get on your hands and knees, and you've got to scrub, and you've got to do everything else, and Jeff has the solution to be able to do this. So I would make a bigger headline that basically is, you know, how to clean your tile and grout without getting on your hands and knees, and have it looking, you know, like new, period, or exclamation point, right? Okay, make a bigger headline and make it capture more, because you have two competing headlines here. Okay, down here you have some of our customer submitted testimonials, before and after photos. It's like, okay, I don't know why I want to look at those until I read the top, but we want to have them read the top and come in right away and be able to see that, so that we can get that kind of stuff, right? All right. All right. Okay, so everything sells 100%. What could we say? Or your money back. And then you have these testimonials. Now, the other thing that I would tell you is, from a design standpoint, having white text on a dark background it looks really cool, but it's, especially on smaller monitors and possibly on mobile devices that so much of this stuff gets done on right now, much harder to read, especially for old people, and old people buy stuff. So you should be aware that it'd be a lot easier to read in a lot of cases if you had this in you know, dark text on a white background. Okay, it really stands out much cleaner, especially for these testimonials. Yeah, I'm just looking at this. Yeah, and see now, if you look at this on your phone, which I'm doing right now, you can't see me doing this scrolling through the phone, but your headline and everything doesn't look that great on my iPhone, because there's a big empty blue space at the top, and then the how to clean grout is a very small headline. So you need to get somebody to make your site look and work much better on a mobile device, because you're going to get better results then. At least 50% of your traffic is going to be from mobile. So if you want people to do this and go and buy, then you've got to do that. Now, your invitation of what you want someone to do, what we call the CTA, or the call to action, shop now, okay, you can do better than this for a button that you want people to click. All right. Now, especially if you've got, you know, a special online deal, you know, see our weekly discounts, anything but shopping is kind of like boring. It implies that people should go buy stuff. And yes, they should go buy stuff from you, and they probably came to get a solution, but we want to not be as boring as shop now. I'm just really curious to go shopping, so we're going to go shopping real quick here and look at this. Okay, so now a typical e-commerce page where there's a bunch of stuff on the page. Okay, these things are different products. Now, one of the things that you can't immediately tell, okay, is that any of these things are different, okay, other than that there's a brush and then there's bottles, right? But some of these are packages, some of these are not packages. You're going to really help yourself if you identify a package like this one in the upper left-hand corner that says, this one right here, 2-bottle special comes with free grout brush, okay? This doesn't really stand out, and it's a special deal. Hang on, let me go back, okay? It's a special deal, and if it's like your best-selling offer, then that's your best seller, right? So that's good. That's your big seller, right? But you should have even put an image, and you've probably seen this on a lot of other websites, on the corner of that or something. You could have your graphics guy put an image that says our best seller, our most popular item, right? You've seen that because it tells people where to look. Oh, this is what everybody else is buying. This is the first one I should look at, and it is a good deal. And if you have one that's like best deal, you put a best deal symbol on it because you need to identify who is or what people should be looking at and the difference with these things, because all these bottles look the same. Because see, it's like buy 2 get a free brush, right? This one is the same thing as that. This one, because your bottles all look the same, because your logo is the same, I don't know the difference between this other than this is a grout sealer, and I see you've got it in bold, but there's a difference, okay? And if you draw people's attention to the one you want them to buy or they're most likely to buy, that's awesome, because then you can do that. I'd also rearrange this list to whatever it is you want people to buy most and change the titles in the list if you can. If not, at least make a thing. But you notice what starts out is your tile cleaning brush, and probably since, not to be funny, we just in the beginning were like, you don't have to get on your hands and knees and scrub the tile. The first thing I came here to buy is probably not a tile brush, right? Okay, so yeah, and the other thing is that you can, coming back to this front page, depending upon what all this stuff is, I thought that was actually going to be that is a video. Okay, you need to put a play button on this so that people know it's a video, and you need to make it so I can stop the video, because I can't stop the video. But you see how, well, they show the play buttons down here, but at least on the starting image, you need to have a play button so people know to click and play that. I just guessed it was a video, but not everybody's going to know that. Okay. Good. So, Jeff, what is it that you are trying to, let's just do a quick website analysis here, and then we're going to move on. So you're trying to rank for grout? Grout? Or cleaning grout cleaner? Okay. Let's just do a quick analysis, see how we're doing in regards to this. This is live because I can't type. And I'd never let you know I can't type if it wasn't live. Okay, yeah, Rob, I'll take a look at your Shopify store. It's a website, yes. You have no backlinks. Okay, well, good. You know that you don't, so you need to get them. But congratulations on, you've got a site up, you're making sales. And again, guys, when we talk about websites like this and everything else, we're really not trying to pick on anybody. But if I just pat you on the back and say, gosh, Jeff, this is so awesome, you sold a bottle, right? I'm not going to help you guys at all. So, let's try to help you guys do stuff. So, so far, Jeff is 60% optimized, okay? See, we don't have the keyword in our title tag. Now, Google is very literal. Google thinks if you want to rank for grout cleaner, you ought to have grout cleaner in your title tag, okay? Now, I think cleaning tile grout is a good, probably, keyword that people search for a lot, okay? But if you want to rank that page for grout cleaner, you need to get grout cleaner in your title tag, okay? So it's in your meta keywords tag. It's right here. It's in your meta description, okay? It's good. We don't have the keyword in a heading tag. That's really important. Again, it's a way to do that and be able to do that, all right? Your keyword density is lower than optimal by just a hair. A sitemap, you can use, Webfire has a sitemap maker. You can use that to set that up. You've got a schema. Awesome, okay? Those of you that aren't sure what schema is, it's what helps you make those expanded cool listings in Google. And you can use Webfire to set up your schema for your site. Your technical performance is poor. I'm not sure why, but it might be just it loads a little bit slow. And then you have a number of images without alt tags. Alt tags are the tags that you can put in information about them and names. See, like this is titled grout, okay, which is good. Real-time web statistics. That's just because that's the web logo. But things like, you know, whenever you put up a product, you need to name it. So you can either name it for what people are going to look like, or you know, something about it like, you know, stone in tile sealer, those kind of things. But it's one more way that stuff shows up, because even especially if you're going to sell e-commerce products, when we go into Google and we search images, and if we search grout cleaner, somebody's going to show up, see? Because Google knows what grout cleaner is. Now, if somebody's like, oh, you know, I'm looking for grout cleaner, they could find this. Or they're looking for somebody who's asking me to look at their site for yoga wear, so let's look at yoga wear. See, look, yoga wear, all this yoga wear stuff shows up, okay, from Yoga Journal, okay, Beware, eBay, Pinterest, okay, all these different sites. And then some of them actually show up, obviously, products for sale up here. And so you want to, you know, be able to show up in images, and it's the only way it's going to show up in images is if your alt tags talk about images. You know, if you have a like a Pug coffee mug, right? Boom, we do this, it's going to show us a bunch of Pug coffee mugs. And if people are looking for one, okay, you know, even if we go into all, look, Pug coffee mug shows up images down here, right? Okay, so it's very important to name those images. I'm not sure Grout Cleaner is going to show images as much as it's going to show a shopping site, but I was just curious. Okay, and you can see YouTube video ranking. Here's Bob Vila saying, you know, here's how to make homemade grout cleaner. Here's how to clean grout, right? Okay, so now you know who you got to go beat. You got to go beat Bob Vila. Okay, that's your goal in life. All right, so we're rolling, and there. Jeff asked you to remove the video on the home page and replace it with a picture of the two bottles with a brush. No, I don't know that you need to do that as much as you just, depending upon what this video says and how well it works, as much as you need to figure out the focus of. I mean, just think about this: somebody lands on the website, and they're coming here. They're looking for grout cleaner. And so what is it you want them to see? Okay, this is the coolest, best grout cleaner in the history of mankind. And right now I could get a special 2 bottles and a free brush. They got to understand why they need a free brush, because they don't have to get on their hands and knees to do this. So you got to explain that very clearly. Otherwise they're going to be like, wait, you just said I don't need to get on my hands and knees, okay? And go from there, okay? So you can experiment. Now, the other thing is, this, of course, is a page that you're trying to rank. So understand, if you were going to go buy traffic, buy ads, run an ad on Facebook, okay, do anything, you would send them straight to a more focused sales page just for the product, where you would be like, this is why you need to buy this grout cleaner, and here's the video that explains it, and here's the cool testimonials, right? It sometimes gets confusing when you're trying to sell on a page you're trying to rank, okay? Because it's hard to rank and have a great sales page on the same page. So your home page, you really want to focus on getting this ranked, and you can pop them off. because the other thing is, so you could take this link. Okay, see this link, if I click on it, goes to the shopping page, all right? But you could really have it go to and test this, but basically a sales page that says, you know, the exactly how to clean your tile. This is what you need to do. Buy this stuff, and then link from there directly to the shopping cart, like just buy this, the 2-for-1 special offer, or give them two choices. You know, buy one bottle, buy two as a special. And then once you get them in the shopping cart, you can, you know, do the stuff to add them on. Oh, you should seal your tile after you clean it to get the best long-lasting stuff, yada, yada, yada. Explain to them why they should buy more. Okay, let's move on. We beat that one long enough. Somebody asked, does the font style matter anymore? Back in the day, Verdana was the one to use. So good question. It's always going to be something where you want people to be able to easily read your website, especially when you are on, you got to realize half your traffic is going to be on a mobile phone, right? So if you get scripts that have, these are what are called sans serif fonts. They don't have little curly cues on them. Serif fonts have curly cues. So things without curly cues are easier and cleaner to read on a website or even on a piece of paper or in an advertisement. If you notice, generally headlines on advertisements in newspapers, magazines, etc., are always, you know, non-serif fonts for a reason, because they're easier to read, especially if there's a lot of stuff together. So we'll do that. All right, Alex, somebody will help you out. By the way, Alex has a problem that some of you run into from time to time. Your account gets locked. It's sometimes because you tried to log in too many times with wrong information, or somebody else, or you logged in from multiple locations, and our system blocks you. But if you just drop an email into support@Webfire, they'll unlock you and you can get back in again. But our security measures sometimes defeat your attempts to use the software along the way. Let me go back up here. Somebody else had a website, and you guys post too much stuff. All right, Aquamart. Hang on a second. Let me spell this right. A-C. I spell it right? I did. Good. All right. So Aquamart. This is, hopefully I'm going to say your name right, Shashi. This is Shashi's store. This is the Shopify store. Like every Shopify store, it has almost everyone, unless you fix the homepage, it has a bad homepage. Okay? Because what happens on the homepage is that you end up with big images taking over the homepage. It's not that Shopify is bad. Obviously, Shopify is a great place. There's like billions of dollars sold every year on Shopify. It's just that most of the templates are set up to be really visually interesting, but not great to sell or have SEO or anything. But it is what it is. Well, let me just see what we got. So this is Aquamart. So we've got a store for LED aquariums. We can serve freshwater and saltwater aquarists, which I'm just assuming these are like, yeah, okay, small, medium, and large. So these are like generally people that have home aquariums. Okay. You make it sound so fancy here. I didn't know if this was anything. Wait, okay, hang on. Now this is the latest news about the mantis shrimp. And we got a video, it's embedded here. Okay, good. So you're posting up on the blog. All right, now, so let me talk generally about Shopify stores. Okay? Shopify stores are only going to rank so well because generally you're selling a lot of the same title items as other people, right? Okay? And yes, you can outrank them, and yes, you can use schema that we were just talking about. And just so everybody's clear, hang on, let me go here. Let me just do this because I know this one will show up. All right, so schema, see how this expanded listing? okay, for Schema as opposed to, and the tennis shop in Madison shows up great because it's one of our members there. But this shows up much better than if I search, hang on, I'm not sure if I search tennis shop in Atlanta. So I get a lot more ads because of Atlanta. But down below this, notice how all these are not expanded listings, okay? So you can, in Shopify, set up Schema. We have that in our coding, so you can use Webfire and do all that and set it up and everything. So you want to be able to do that. Now, yes, George, you can, e-com stores should definitely have backlinks because the more links you have, the more you're going to be able to rank either your store or specific products in your store. What I think is your best thing to do, first of all, in trying to rank pages and products in your store is to figure out what you really want to rank for. Now, I know if I said to you, you've got 20 products in your store, what do you want to rank for? Your immediate answer would be all of them. But since we have to focus someplace, you've got to pick 1 or 2 or 3 of them. Okay, just like with Jeff and his grout cleaner, right? We had people, when people got there, we had to decide what to sell them, right? 1 bottle, 2 bottles, 6 bottles, 6 bottles and 7 brushes, sealer, all this stuff, right? But when people don't shop that way, right? We go and we just want the fastest, easiest answer to how to get stuff, right? I mean, imagine you walk into a home improvement store like Home Depot or a big department store like Walmart, right? And you're like, I want grout cleaner. Okay? I mean, somebody got to get you to where the grout cleaner is, and then you've got all these choices, and all you really want is the best darn grout cleaner at a reasonable price so you can walk out of the door. You don't want to spend 3 hours trying to find it and get it. Okay? And that's true for like everything we go shopping for, except maybe when you're shopping for clothes, because then it gets to be much more personal. But for a lot of this stuff, I just want to go find it. And a lot of the Shopify sales, especially for lower priced items, are impulse buys, right? When you're selling stuff for free plus shipping, $10, $20, they're impulse buys. Most people are either going to buy or not very quickly. They're not going to do online research for 3 hours to decide whether or not they're going to spend $10. Okay? Because if they're going to spend 3 hours doing research whether or not they're going to spend $10, they're not spending $10 with you or anybody else, right? I mean, they're going to buy or not. So we want to get them there. Okay? So we want to pick a couple of products to promote. And somebody just mentioned that, by the way, this page is hard to read because of the background. This is what I was talking about, how we try to design stuff so it looks cool, but it ends up making it hard to read, right? Whereas, especially like this orangish color against this background is really hard to read, okay? And if you guys look at, I mean, obviously Google is simple, but even if you look at a high traffic, homepage like, Yahoo, right? Boom, white background, black text, or really dark blue text, right? CNN, boom, ooh. Okay, didn't need to know that. Before I take the family to London, let's not even pretend we didn't even have to see that. So this kind of thing, got to be able to read this and see what's going on. So when people get there, they're like, oh, this is easy to read. I want to do that, or at least it's not hard to read. Okay, so related to picking products we're going to sell, like what we think it's going to be, we'd like to have our best-selling items, is one of the best things you can do to promote your store is to create content pages on a blog like Aquamart is working to do here, okay? And if we're going to do that, what we want to do is we want to find things that are going to get people to either respond, like, the crazy mantis shrimp, right? I mean, if I'm sharing, let's say I shared that on my Facebook group, and a bunch of people are going to come over and watch the video, and they're going to comment, and they're going to like, and they're going to share, and so people are paying attention to my page, and they're going to get to my site because of it. That's a good reason to post this. Now, whether or not you sell mantis shrimp, I don't know, which is a really good question. And then we can, that's even better if it's like, hey, I've got this crazy video about the mantis shrimp, and oh, by the way, You can buy the mantis shrimp. Is really cool. And if you do sell it, you really need to finish this with, in here you got to be able to, you got to say, buy the mantis shrimp here, get your own crazy mantis shrimp, right? Okay. But from the other things that you really want to be posting for the most part in terms of getting free search engine traffic are content related to the keywords that you're trying to rank for. So for instance, let's say this site is about grout cleaner. I would want to have articles about how to clean my tile, how to clean my grout, how to make my floor shine, how to renew my tile, renew my floor. I mean, you do keyword research and you find, these are the top 20 or 30 or 40 things that people are searching for related to grout cleaning. Okay, for home aquariums, it would be, the seven fish that grow or that thrive best in a home saltwater aquarium. The best fish for a big tank, the best fish for a little tank, the best, should I use snails to clean my algae or whatever? I don't know much about this, but things that people would want to look at, if there's certain fish like a tetra, okay, or a goldfish or whatever, right? Write articles about the things that people are going to be searching for to buy stuff from you, even if you're not selling the actual fish, but you're selling the cleaning supplies, or you're selling a new tank, or you're like, you've got the, the little grass and a little treasure chest and a little scuba diver guy and whatever else goes in these tanks. You could be doing a blog post, on the 12 coolest home aquariums you've ever seen, and you obviously sell some of the different parts that would go in these, okay, and you show the pictures, okay. But you want to have posts that people are going to rank in Google and be able to get on there. And Jeff, you can either do this with a blog, or you can do this with just a regular HTML site, but it's easier to post content on a regular basis on a blog, okay? And you can add a WordPress blog or a Blogger blog to any website, so it's super easy to be able to do. If you're not sure how to do it, go on to Fiverr.com, spend $5, somebody will set it up, and you'll have a WordPress blog instantly. Okay. So let me just go see what I get to buy. Okay. Now, all right. And again, you can see how hard this background is to see stuff. So we have, products and pictures of different things. You can work on these. I know these are just the titles, but you're going to have to work on some. Okay, so we got lots of good description on everything. So one of the things that, first of all, you need more pictures. More good pictures is good. Okay, this is. Especially if somebody's going to spend, $159, they're going to see like cool pictures, as many pictures as you can put up here. You almost can't, well, you can't have too many pictures, but a lot of different pictures. Give them a look, make sure they can see what the tank is going to look like, etc. Because this is what's going to allow them to decide to buy it. See, like this one looks really cool at night, but I don't know what it looks like during the day. And I don't know, okay, yeah, and the light is additional, so it looks really cool, but then I got to go buy the light, and I don't know if you sell the light or not, but that makes for like a really cool package if you sell the light on top of that. So anyway, I think you get the idea of some things you can do to improve that along the way. Related to that, there we go. Okay, let's look at another site that I promised to look at here, Yoga. Oh, don't type anything in more for a second. Yeah, somebody's asking larger pictures, sliding slideshow, yes. And I can't remember if the Shopify default template automatically does a slideshow, but if it doesn't, even the low-priced Shopify templates will have a slideshow sequence to it that it's real easy just to add pictures into it and make it happen. YogaGuruStore.com. Okay. Did I spell this right? It helps if I spell them right. Okay. Yoga mats. Feel the yoga, not the floor. Purchase yoga mats. Okay. Subscribe and get blah, blah, blah. All right. Somebody just bought. See, by the way, I love these pop-up notifications in Shopify stores. There's an app. I don't remember what the name of the app is, but it's like $10 a month or whatever that does all this kind of stuff. Or maybe it's $10 one time. It's not expensive. But it will show people who purchased things recently. I used to live across the river from Endicott, New York. Many years ago, before half of you were born. So this, like all Shopify stores, okay, this picture takes over the front page, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is just to recognize that what it is. Hey Shashi, you know what? I truly don't know what the app name is, but it's in the Shopify store, even if you need to either ask them or just search like what shows those cool Shopify notifications and type it into Google, it'll probably pop up because I'm sure other people have asked that question. See, and when you click on it, it goes immediately to what somebody bought. And especially when people are looking whether or not to buy, they're like, oh, other people are buying stuff. Okay. See now, okay, by comparison between the fish store and this store, is this not like 100 times easier to read and see just with a white background? Somebody said that app name is Recommendify, which is recommend followed by IFY. Thanks, Rob. All right, see, this is a helpful group. So see how much easier this is to read and see the pictures and everything else. And if I click on the pictures, it'll change up here, and I can see the different colors and everything. Okay. All right. So one of the things you need to be able to tell people, since I'm here, is how do I pick my color? Because sometimes you pick the color when you go in the shopping cart, which is fine. But people need to know that, because I'll be looking at this going, but I want the green one. So do I click on the green picture? All right, now there are ways to set up stuff in Shopify with drop-down menus and things where you can choose the color and choose the quantity and everything else and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into all this technical stuff because you can get someone to set that up if you need to. Okay. But anyway, just coming back to the home page. All right. So this About Us part of it either needs to get shorter or go away because it's just kind of here. And this doesn't do anything if someone happens to get here to get there. Shashi, background color, white is good. Like just start with white, but I mean if you look at, I mean seriously, okay, I mean let me make my argument for me. What color is the background on Amazon? White. Okay? I mean, seriously, white is a good thing. Okay? Amazon can have any color in the entire spectrum of color, they have white. Okay? You probably don't even need to test anything else till you've sold like $1 billion. All right? Because white makes everything pop. White makes all your colorful pictures pop. It makes your black text show. Makes it really easy to design. And I know it makes all the other sites, looks like all the other sites, but that's okay. There's a reason why all these sites look like what they look like. Okay? And then we have all these featured products. Now, there's a lot of stuff because it's the home page. And this is not the page you would ever advertise. It's and if you ever got it ranked for yoga wear or yoga mats, that'd be great. Now, if we look at the top, we can go to yoga mats, yoga clothing, jewelry, the Yoga Guru store. I guess that's just your homepage logo. Okay. Accessories, About Us, Contact Us. Okay. So let's go to yoga mats. So now we can go to yoga mats. Now see how we have a sale sign? Sale signs are a good thing. Okay, just like bestseller, best deal, buy this, special offer, limited time. All those are really, really good things for people to be able to have and draw their attention to something. Okay. And if I go to this, yeah. Now the other thing, if you want to sell more of stuff once you put it on sale, Well, first of all, you ought to update your description here to point out that this is on sale. Oh, that was 40. Oh, okay. The other one I saw was 57. Okay, sorry. I just thought the price didn't match for some reason. Didn't know why. Okay. So if you have a special offer, carry your special offer thought through. So somebody's going to want to buy this and do this, and then you kind of, for some reason, your page has like 3 miles of white space before the more from this collection, recommended items, all that kind of stuff that should be much more easy to see there. Okay. That you can tie in. All right. And then if you're going to run sales, countdown timers are a wonderful thing. And there are countdown timer apps that you can use to add countdown timers to your descriptions when you're running a sale that's like, hey, this weekend only or whatever. Sales and countdown timers are really, 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 really powerful to make sales and do things. Okay. So same kind of idea as what we're talking about with the other e-com sites. But you can see this one it looks so much cleaner and better. And also see how this dropped down here. Now I can look at colors. By the way, I'm sorry, I forgot whose site this is. Oh, this is Rob's site. Okay. So Rob, you should be able to tie these pictures. See how the purple one changed to the purple mat? You should be able to tie all oh, there we go. Probably I was on the red mat by accident. Oh, it just takes a minute. See how the mats change? The other thing is, see these little symbols? Assuming they don't mean anything, I'm guessing wherever your source is for the product has those little symbols on the corner. If you just go into any image editing program, you can probably just erase those out of the corner since you're on a white background. And because I don't know what they mean, but they change, so I'm going to guess they're one Asian language or another that means something to somebody besides me. But you can erase those out of the image and then put the images up, and they'll just look better and not confusing. And somebody said it's the color. Right, it's probably the color in Chinese, right, or Mandarin. Somebody said. Okay, good. All right. So anyway, you can clean those up, but other than that, it looks good. Well, how do you get rid of this? So you would just use an editing program. I mean, literally, you can take I'm gonna show you. Hang on. I'm going to be real adventurous here. Now talking about adventurous. Hang on. Open with. I'll show you real quick. Snagit. So I use a program to do screen capture called Snagit. And Snagit is part of a suite that's made by the same people that make Camtasia. But you could probably find free stuff online. But anyway, I just happened to be editing something earlier today. But see, you can literally go here and edit this and erase it. And look, it's gone. Man, look, I got mad skills. How about that, huh? Okay. And this is my entire graphics work. All right, guys. Anyway, all right. Very simple to do, okay? And then, I just save it and re-upload it. Okay, good. Well, it might. Somebody said it might be good for Chinese customers. Yes, but for everybody else, it's confusing. Okay. But if the background is not white, then it's going to be harder to match the background. But if you give it to somebody who does graphics, they can color match the background. You just need a more advanced program, or at least a more advanced person than what I am. But I'm really good at erasing stuff that's white. But you can actually reset the background color in there too. It's not that hard. You just have to go figure out how to do it. I send all my stuff. But anyway, you're welcome, Beth. Okay, somebody else had a site. Let me take a quick look at that, or at this stuff. Somebody says GIMP, G-I-M-P 2.0 is free, and it's like Illustrator, which probably is like something what I just did. But it's GIMP 2.0. So you can take a look and Google for that. See? Free stuff. We're learning all kinds of stuff. All right, somebody else had a site up here. Hey, whoever had the uniform site, can you put the URL back in? Because I'm never going to find it. There's way too many messages. if you type that in real quick for me or copy and paste it in, then I can go visit that and we'll check out something different here. Give that 1 minute. All right, Linton'sUniforms.com. All right, let me just go to a new page. I typed it right. Okay. So this is Linton Uniforms. They've been selling uniforms since I was born, which means you started this really, really good. The Shopify app for the pop-up, Vivian, is Recommendify. Like all these apps end in IFY, like Shopify Recommend, and then IFY on the end. Okay. So, here we have a typical, custom-made e-com kind of store, but a commercial store that shows lots and lots of uniforms. Now, every time you look at a website, all of your websites, all of your web pages, right? We talked about at the beginning, right? What's the first thing you figure out when you're on this website? What do you know what you're here to do? And the answer when I get to this website is, yeah, I don't know either. That's right. So it's this website at the very least needs a headline. Okay, you got to get a headline so that it's like Linton's Uniforms, your one-stop shop for everything under the sun when it comes to uniforms, or the leader in high quality, reasonably priced medical profession uniforms. Okay, because I'm seeing lots of doctors and nurses and those kind of things. I don't know all the different stuff that you sell, but certainly we've got labs and lab coats, we've got dresses and skirts, accessories, stethoscopes. So you're probably mostly in the well, let's go to industrial. So we have industrial uniforms besides medical uniforms. But whatever it is that you want people to know about you initially is what we want to do on this homepage, okay, to get people into their attention. And then the next thing is you want to tell them what to do next, okay? Right here, I mean, yes, I could decide I want to go look at scrubs or I want to look at lab coats. I mean, yes, there's a thing up here, but you don't want people to guess, okay? You want people to just come here and be like, oh, what I should do next is I should do whatever. Now, maybe you want them to get on your newsletter because they don't buy right away. You want to follow up with them, okay? Sign up for our newsletter is not the most compelling headline ever to get someone to sign up for a newsletter, is it? Okay. So we need a reason for somebody to sign up for a newsletter to get on your list. And one of the best things you could do is some kind of, one of two things. You're selling stuff where you could give somebody a coupon off their first order. So if you, like, when we went to, do we still have this open? Yeah. So like this here where it's, subscribe and get 10% off. Okay. Great offer, right? I get a 10% coupon, and that was a good reason to sign up. Or you could also, because you're selling uniforms to people, and I'm not sure if you're selling to individuals or to companies or to both, but if you can, everybody who's ever looking to buy wants to know how to get the best quality product for the best deal, right? So you can always attract attention with a free report, and it doesn't have to be 75 pages long, but really good information that is kind of, how to get the best quality uniform at the most reasonable price kind of thing, okay? And you can make a better headline than that, but if you just kind of think of it that way, and the information you want to give them is, if I walked in your door to buy a uniform, to buy a television, to buy an aquarium, okay, what is it that you would tell me? Well, you'd probably ask me some questions. You're going to spend a little, you're going to spend a lot. You're going to buy one, you're going to buy a dozen. You're you're full-time, part-time at this, you're serious, you're not serious. You work your way through it, and then you're going to have some options. And usually you'll have 2 or 3 options, because you want to end the report with, if you're going to buy you want the very best TV possible with the biggest screen, you want the Monster Gigundo TV for $5,000, or you're just you're a student nurse and you're just trying to get the most budget conscious thing. So so we always want kind of a high, medium, low choices for people. You put them right in the report. Just remember they're in the report, so don't ever kill the links in the report off, or use a redirect link you can update. But does that make sense? You can give away a report to anyone who comes along the way, okay, and be able to get their attention. And particularly here where you're going to get repeat buyers, right? You could potentially have institutions that are buying for you, companies, industrial organizations. You definitely want to get people on your email list so you can follow up with them and have special offers for them, or discounts or closeouts or anything else you're going to be able to work your email list for, to be able to do that. All right. So that's the first and foremost thing. The second thing is, I'm really curious. Hang on, let's go to Google, and first of all, let's search this. Okay, so when I search Linton's, all right, this is what shows up in Google, all right, and now we don't have a schema set up, so we definitely should be getting that set up. And if I search, I don't know, Culver City uniforms. So this is your page name right here. Linton Uniforms, providing customer care since 1959. Call today. All right, that's going to rank well for Linton's uniforms, which it should, but it's not going to even probably rank well necessarily for, if I search like uniforms Culver City. Let's see what happens if we rank. Okay, so Linton's and Gall's rank. So you're getting ranked, but you don't have reviews, you don't have any information. And you are ranked #1, so that's good. And you got a Yelp rating, blah, 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 okay? So that's good. But you can do better when people come to your site. And I'm not sure if there's other cities around you, because I don't know California that well, to try to figure out where else you're going to try to drive traffic from. But you definitely want to work on what you're doing here with people coming in, as well as working, and somebody said call today, but there's no obvious phone number. You're absolutely right, right? I'm sorry, the phone number's here, right up here. But yeah, the more we can do that. Okay, yeah, LA is the main city, somebody said, okay. And so if you're trying to draw from the bigger market of LA, let's see how we do. Because I would assume we got a lot of competition in LA. Yeah, Yelp kind of takes over in Becknell, and the new Sinatra Uniform Company. I guess Frank Sinatra is now in the uniform business. So now we get into, obviously, a lot of competition. But see how Cintas, which is a really big company, but see how they've got, Los Angeles work uniforms, uniform rental and services. Notice how they're specifically targeting Los Angeles work uniforms. Okay. They've built, a page. Okay, now I understand y'all can't do this for like every city. You're not a huge company, but this is the concept, especially if you're in a local market. Is they've got a web page that is, USA, California, Los Angeles work uniforms rental. Okay, now I can almost guarantee you, I don't know that this will show up, but if we searched, since they do this, Cisco, hang on. Right? See, here they are. They've built a page for San Francisco. Okay, and notice they rank for San Francisco. They rank for LA. If you want to rank for cities, and the more pages you can make over time, these guys have a head start on you. Don't be discouraged. You can do that. But if you're a local business or you're doing work for a local business, this is why you want to build location-specific pages for your business or for the business that you're doing work for. Because if I come, hang on, and search, and if I could spell where I live, this would be really helpful. Duluth, Georgia. Okay. These are the uniform places in Duluth, Georgia. Okay. All right. Now this is a store that's actually here, but notice it's the Duluth Uniform Store. Okay. Then we have Yellow Pages and Yelp and MapQuest and everything else. Okay. Uniform Advantage, which is just generic. But see, people aren't necessarily targeting Duluth, Georgia. Okay. But we have a big city here. Now, if you targeted Duluth, Georgia, okay, in Uniform Advantage, despite having a 3.2 star rating, which is not that awesome, I mean, they're owning this page, right? Here they are here. They've got, you know, this whole expanded listing over here, right? Okay. And they're not even well loved. Although over here on Yelp, they've got a 4.2 rating, okay? But if you wanted to compete in the uniform market in Duluth, Georgia, your competition isn't that huge. And Duluth is, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people live here, but a lot. Okay, you know, we're a big suburb of Atlanta, and if you want to rank and sell a lot of uniforms the way that people search, okay, then if you hit the next big area right next to it of Norcross, okay, notice how this thing jumps around. So Cintas shows up here because they're probably actually apparently have an office in Norcross. Okay, but you know, again, we have Yelp and Yellow Pages, blah 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 blah. Okay, and a bunch of different, you know, generic rankings. But you can go rank for these things. Okay, all you got to do is go compete. Okay, because you can probably beat the guys with a 1-star rating. I'm just saying. Okay, make sense? All right. Okay, so Jeff says, how do you rank your grout cleaner site when most of the results are not products but sites like Bob Vila talking about cleaning grout? That's what I'm talking about with e-commerce. Okay, the problem with selling a product is that even when people are searching the product, solutions show up. Okay? So what you want to work to rank more than the grout cleaner is just those kind of things where Bob Vila is talking about, because someone, whether it's Bob Vila or the marketing guy or whatever, I mean, they did exactly what we're telling you to do. They did keyword research and found people searched how to clean your grout. And so they made an article and maybe a video on how to clean your grout. And then they made that page and they optimized that page for SEO and they got back to links to that page so that that page would rank when you searched in Google for how to clean your grout. And you need to do exactly the same thing. Okay? And you need to do that for the top set of keywords related to what you have, because if someone comes to your article on your site about how to clean your grout, first of all, the obvious answer is, you know, look, you can do this one of, you know, the easy way or the hard way. The hard way is, you know, get some soap, get a toothbrush and go to work. Or the easy way is you dump on your cleaner and you run this brush over it and wash it off, rinse it off, and it sparkles like new. And look, here's before and after shots from our customers, and buy our stuff, right? It doesn't mean you can't sell in the article you go to rank, but you're going to rank the information in the way that people look at. Okay, so there you go. All right, so let's go to give away money, because I think we should give away money, especially because Brian's not here. I'm giving away Brian's money. I'm sure Brian gives away my money when I'm not here, so I'm going to give away his money. So if you guys go to, yes, Jeff, do that posting on a blog post. Go to getwebfire.com/FB group to get to our Facebook group. If you're not a member already, you just got to apply to join. Just wait like 30 seconds, refresh the page, and Sharon will approve you and you'll be in. And Sharon's got a post up there. You can comment under her post, please. Don't comment all over the page. Comment in one spot so you can make my life easy, and we'll go pick a random winner in a minute. and give away $100 and PayPal it right over to you. It says cash, but it's really PayPal because I can get that to you faster than a $100 bill. Jason asked, will WebFire adjust to the DMOS directory closing down? Yes, we will. And we will take that out of our SEO analysis. It wasn't a huge factor anymore, which is one of the reasons probably why it's closing down. But we did pull that information previously, but we'll be adjusting to the fact that none of you will be listed in the defunct directory anymore because it's really not going to matter when they go to business. Marvin says, great stuff. Always glad to come to these webinars. Keep up the good work. Thank you. All right. Kat says, great information. Deeply appreciated. You're welcome. So I'm glad you guys are liking this because we try to mix this up, feeding information as well as just, real life stuff now that you got a website up. But if you notice, we went to websites that are new in some cases, that the websites aren't perfect, but people are making sales. Okay? And this is a really, really important point. All of you, especially if you're newer, you're like, okay, I got to get this perfect website with the perfect color, with the perfect products, with everything perfectly worded, and and you're sweating all the little details, which I think is really awesome. Except for the fact that the rest of the universe isn't sweating the details as much as you are when they go to the page. And you're better off having a mediocre page get online and start to get traffic and make some sales than waiting forever to make the perfect page. Because it's way more fun when you make money. Jeff, how long have you been selling Grout Cleaner online? For 1 year. Okay, great. And he's been selling for a year online, and all of us looked at his website and are like, oh, you can fix this and you can change this and you can do all this stuff, right? So a couple points there. It's not perfect. He's making sales. He's making money. Now I know there's some of you here that's like, oh, I could never put a website like that online because it's not perfect. Okay, just making money. Okay, would you rather be making money or making perfect websites? If anybody types perfect website in, I'm going to throw you out of the group. I'm just telling you now, so don't type that in, right? Okay, because we're here to make money. Okay, and every month, Jeff, I'm sure, because he's a member here, he's learning stuff, he's changing stuff, he's adding stuff, he's improving it, he's going out, and he's building on the foundation he's made because he put the website up and started making sales. And it'll get better and better. And will it ever be perfect? Probably not. Does it matter if it's perfect? No. Not as long as it gets traffic and makes money. Okay? All right. Alvin, you're asking me what's a good price to charge dealership or real estate, but you're talking about if you're going to provide services for them? Yes, okay. Well, so part of it depends for on what you're doing, obviously what you're doing for them, but where you deal with businesses, like a real estate agent or an entire real estate office, where what you're doing for them is in even a small area, a competitive market, and every lead is worth thousands of dollars. I mean, I wouldn't be doing much of anything for less than $500, and if I was doing a lot of work, I'd be charging more than $1,000 a month to do it, because they don't need to generate a lot of leads for one house sale is worth thousands of dollars to them, right? I mean, they get one listing or one buyer. Okay. Now, and to give you guys an example, my pest guy who kills the ants and things that here in the South, because we didn't have much of a winter, are already actively trying to invade my home, was here yesterday, and he said to me, you do some kind of marketing, right? Which always leads to interesting conversations from people. And he started telling me about how they hired somebody to do SEO, and the people were charging them, the base part of what he was paying was $1,000 a month, Now, this is somebody who gets like, $100 for a pest treatment or whatever. I don't even know what we pay him, but something like that. I mean, it's not like he's generally getting, huge checks unless there's a really big problem, right, at a business. But he was paying him $1,000 a month. They're promising him how his phone is going to ring, all this stuff is going to happen. Nothing happened. He's had all kind of problems, and so he's getting rid of them. Then his brother-in-law came in and was like, oh man, I can make a much better website. And he had some rankings that were doing pretty well, but then he lost all those because his brother-in-law fixed his website and lost all his rankings. I have no idea what happened to the website. Okay, I thought it was pretty ugly to begin with, and so he searched online and he was going to hire GoDaddy to design him a new website. Now this is a pest inspection, pest treatment company. This isn't a rocket science kind of website. GoDaddy, $2,500 to build him a website. Okay, $2,500. Y'all could build a website for a lot less than $2,500, and they were going to charge him $49 a month to host the website. As y'all probably know, for not much more than that, you could host a website, and a lot of them for an entire year, right? Okay. These businesses are used to paying a lot of money. Now, and I even asked the guy, because he's asking me like what to do, and I gave him some ideas, but I don't want to do business and for people that are also working in my house and stuff, because I don't want them to be showing up every 3 months and being like, hey, I got some more questions for you, because I've made that mistake before. But I told him, some things he could do to go, make his whole life better, and some lower cost options than GoDaddy. But I asked him, the people he's paying $1,000 a month to, if he felt that he was making $1,000 or more, would he have been happy paying them? He's like, oh yeah, we just want more business. But now they took our money, and my brother-in-law screwed the thing up, and now we got to spend more money. This is typical. These guys really, really need a bunch of help with everything. Okay, it's really common. Angela says, what's a good price to sell Schema? Schema is something you're going to do on either one page or maybe a lot of pages on the website, so that would vary depending upon how many different pages you're going to do it on a site for business. But we generally start at $500 and work our way upwards from there for doing it. And there's some specific training in the WebFire training archive on Schema and making it and selling it and pricing it and everything else to be able to do it. Okay, Glenn asks, hopefully you got the answer to where is the Facebook Messenger training, because that was yesterday, and we have a report. Oh, okay, good. So somebody asked, what's the difference in terms of ranking? What's the difference in whether an HTML site or a WordPress site? Is one better to rank? No, it doesn't matter. Just either one will rank really well. Oh, by the way, Rob says his Yoga Guru store that we looked at is only 3 weeks old, so you're doing great getting there. Okay. Philippe asks, how do you deal with image compression for embeds like TripAdvisor and Yelp? I don't think you have control over those. I think you get whatever they decide to do. I don't think you can adjust or handle any of that and be able to do anything with it. All right, let's go give away money over in the Facebook group. Okay. Oh, Jeff, can you do Schema with WebFire? Yeah, that's why you want to go watch the training. The tool will walk you through how to do it, and you can set them all up yourself. And you end up, the short version is that you answer questions in our wizard, and then it creates a code, and you copy and paste that code onto your website. That's all you have to do. It's very, very easy to do. Not hard at all. Okay, let's go back here. Let's go to Facebook. Well, actually, let's just try to go right to the Facebook group, because that'll be way better than wandering through everything else. WebFire. And I can't even spell after talking this long. Okay, look, it's Brian and Sean. All right. Let's see here. Okay, we've got 29 comments so far here. Get them all rolled out. And did anybody post in the wrong place? Okay. Yes, they did, because he posted under Sharon's other link. All right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You guys are all over the place. 9, 10. You guys are posting underneath last week's one. You guys are making me work hard. Okay, so there's 10 there. Oh, okay, guys are everywhere. All right, let me try to get this right. Okay, there's 30 people at the top. That's probably going to change, but let me try to get this right. There's 30. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more down here. Okay, and if you guys can, type on this top post that's from 9 minutes ago. It's the pinned post, because that'll be much, much easier on me, because I don't want to have to count too high. So there was 9 more, and then there's, you guys have got a couple more comments from today. From this old post. I don't know how we managed to find this. Okay, so there's 2 more for today, so that's 11. 12, 13. You guys are all over the place. I have to go working hard for you guys to be able to get you to give away money. Okay. So there was 13 down there. There's 31 comments. And somebody's typing a comment. Type fast. I'm going to assume there's 32 and 13. That's 45. Okay. Let's go to random.org. What did I say? There was 35. See, I'm going to guess it's going to be number 1 just because I'm going to guess. 13. Okay, so we're going to count from the top. And this will be easy, and thanks for all your great comments. And we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, Viv. Let's see, if I was Brian, Viv, this is what I would say. If you look like this, now I also want to tell you that Viv got up in the middle of the night, because I don't know what time it is in Perth when we started, but it was 4 or 5 a.m. when we started. So you earned this one. So congratulations, Viv. If you post up your PayPal email address in the chat box here on the webinar, or shoot it to support at Webfire, whichever one, we will get you sent your $100. So congratulations. Brett asks, are you better to start with blogfire.com or a website or a Facebook business page? Well, those are a lot of different things. So if you're looking for something where you have free hosting, then blogger.com is the best place to start. Your Facebook business page isn't going to rank like Blogger would. So Blogger would be a much better choice in terms of starting and getting the ability to set up a blog and be able to rank the blog. And you can always buy a domain and be able to set that up. Okay, Vivian just posted up her PayPal address, Sharon, so you can grab that. Congratulations, we'll get that shipped off right away. And thanks everybody for being here. I hope you enjoyed this free-for-all that we had today, where we learned a lot of different stuff and we're able to dig into and look at a lot of different sites and ways of selling and things that rank and don't rank and all kinds of stuff. And we'll be back again same time next week. And again, for those of you in Europe and probably maybe other places where daylight savings changes over the weekend, it might adjust the webinar time, so you'll have a chance to get adjusted. But we go back for most of you, for all the European people that were 5 hours before, you'll be 5 hours. If you were 6 hours before, you'll be 6 hours again. Different from 2 o'clock, so 7 or 8 o'clock your time. But it'll all switch again this weekend just to be confusing. All right, so it's all good. George, we don't have blogging software inside Webfire because with WordPress and Blogger.com, there's really no reason for us to build anything that duplicates what they've already got that you can use for free. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Also, for those of you who missed the webinar yesterday, Sharon, can you pop the replay in for that? We had a very cool webinar yesterday. You guys definitely need to see this if you didn't see it. We're sending out the replay link, but we got Travis, who used to work for me and now has done some great things on his own and has developed some really cool software and then a system that lets you automatically send messages via Facebook Messenger and easily build an email list off of Facebook and do lots of really cool things to get free traffic off Facebook. And so you guys definitely want to go and check out this replay and watch it over the next, later today or tomorrow at the latest, and because really cool stuff, information on some things that, first of all, you knew you could do and you couldn't do up until very recently on Facebook. So you're going to learn a bunch of stuff and get access to some really cool software. So go watch that. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.